Hi everyone, welcome to another video on this YouTube channel. In today's video, we'll take a look at Adobe Photoshop Beta, which includes the Generative AI Fill feature. And in today's video, we will take a look at using the Generative AI feature on the app. Now, it's very easy to install Photoshop. If you want to give it a try, you can just install the Adobe Creative Cloud and you can sign up for a free trial account and then download Photoshop and you should be good to go. So on my screen right now, I have the application up and running. What I'll do is I'll just click on open and I will select an image that I clicked not a few days ago. Now what I want to do is I want to edit this image and we'll start off by removing this cactus plant that is in the bottom right of this image. So I'll just take this lasso tool over here and just draw around this plant, and then I will just click on Generative Fill, and I don't need to enter a prompt. So I'll just generate and see what it does out of the box. Now this needs an internet connection because this does the generative fill via the internet, via the cloud. And so it depends on what you're trying to edit. The process may take a bit of time. This video currently is not speed up. It is currently taking exactly the amount of time it is. But maybe in the future edits, what I'll do is I will speed up the video a little bit so that you don't have to just watch a progress bar go through. But of course, there's quite a few tips and tricks that you can use using the generative AI. And there you go. It has removed the plant. It has left what looks like a table or is something like a table on the floor. But what is interesting is that the background of where the plant was originally, it has replaced the background with something that just looks like what should be the part of an image. So that is quite interesting. Now what I'll do is I'll just drag this tool over here and you can click on three dots to pin this position. What you can see right now is the first variation of what the generative AI has produced. And to see the other variations, just click on this arrow and we'll take you through variation number 2 and variation number 3. And as you can see, there's very subtle differences. So you have 3 variations to choose from. They're also on the right of your screen. And you can click on 3 dots to delete it or give feedback about the variation. What is also interesting is that this creates a new layer in Photoshop and you can always hide the layer to just go back to your original image. Now what I will do is I will select variation number 1 in this case because it still looks like a complete table and the background is also not too bad. For now, I'll leave that at the moment as it is. We'll come back to fixing whatever that is on the floor over there. But for now, what we'll do is we will increase the width of this image. So I'll just click on C or crop. So the crop option over here on the left. And I will just increase the size of this image. So make it a little bit more landscape and then drag the photo somewhere in the middle. So once I do that, I can hit enter to apply the changes, or I can just click anywhere on the canvas. Now what I should do is I will change the marquee tool to rectangle, and then what I want to do is I want to select not the entire canvas, but what I really want from this is to generatively fill the left and right empty spaces with AI generated imagery. And to do that, what I will select is not the entire image, but part of the image, and leave a portion on either ends, which needs the generation. So something like this. And then I will invert the selection by clicking this button here. So there's this toolbar, and you're clicking the second button over here, which inverts the selection. And then I will click on the Generative Fill button, and then just again without a prompt, just hit the generate variations button. All right, so there you go. As you can see, it has generated the remainder of the image, and obviously again this is just variation 1, and we'll take a look at the other variations as well. But what is really cool about this feature is that it just does not just generate an image for a prompt or without a prompt, but it blends the generated image with the existing image, maintaining the colors, the tone, the texture, the lighting, composition, everything about the original image. And it also generates also blends the new generated image with the original image, and it just looks like it was part of the original image itself. So as you can see, this the original image, which is mostly the center of the screen right now, has this red lighting because of the heaters that was opposite opposite me, and that's where the whole red light comes from. And of course there's the sunset that's happening in the background, but you see on the left hand side over here, and on the right hand side as well, the AI has managed to generate both the aspects of this image. So it has added the red lighting for the ones at the left, and it has continued the sunset in the sky on the right, along with all those buildings there in the bottom. So this was clicked from a rooftop balcony. So it has managed to complete the image with the right context. So that's just variation number 1. You have variation number 2, which again looks quite realistic, and then variation number 3. So it has given us quite a few options over here, as you can see, making it actually really hard to choose which variation I'd like to go for. I am tempted to stick with variation number 3 because the background is good on the left and on the right. So it has managed to figure out both the aspects. So let's stick with generation number 3. And of course, we can keep this image as it is, but we can also try and just fix what's going on the bottom right of this image. And to do that, what we'll do is we'll again use a lasso tool and just select this part of the image, and let's just see what it does. We obviously do not have to keep what it has generated, but it is just interesting to see what it would edit in this image. All right, so it has done the job of generating, and the first variation is to actually remove the contents completely and just replace it with whatever the window pane thing was. In variation number 2, I can't really understand what it is. I'm guessing it's some kind of sofa or something like that, but let's look at variation number 3. That is also questionable as to what it is. I do like this line that it has added over here. So I think I might stick with variation number 1. But as you can see, every time you try something like this, it is going to give you sort of a different result, because it is generating things based on the image and based on the context and based on what you select. So this was just using the generative AI feature on one image. Let's take a look at another image and see what we can do with that. So let's open up another image from my desktop. So this is just another selfie that I clicked. As you can see, it is vertically oriented and very narrow. So let's try and make the width of this image a little larger. And so let's broaden this up and then drag this in the middle somewhere, and maybe a little bit more. There you go. And then we'll keep this setting, and then again do the same thing that we did before, which is to select the image and leave the rest for generative AI to figure it out. So let's do this again, and there you go. I think this should be fine. And then invert the selection and then click on the Generative Fill button. All right, so it has completed the operation. and it has generated a few variations. So let's check it out. This is variation number 1, this is variation number 2, and this is variation number 3. So all the 3 variations are visibly quite it is visibly not very smooth. You can make out that it is a bit artificial. Number 1 seems more accurate than the other ones. We can always click the button again and generate again and see what the 3 other variations would likely be. And what we'll do is we'll delete these 2 that we don't like and then generate the other ones. All right, so it has completed the generation, and once again a few other variations. So this one, not the last one. All right, so the new variations are also not very good. So let's go back to what we had originally and work from there. So this was the best of what variations it managed to generate. One thing that's good is that it managed to keep the ceiling quite uniform, or at least almost very uniform. The background is questionable, but we'll see what we can do about that. So let's pick up the lasso tool, which is just L shortcut, L keyboard shortcut, and then just fix this part and see if it just manages to figure out that we need to fix the ceiling. It looks like it has managed to figure out to fix the ceiling over here, which is good, and rest everything looks pretty good too. So one more thing, what we'll do is we will try and remove this lanyard. We'll try and see if it can remove that. If not, then that's totally fine. So again, using the lasso tool, we'll just select the left side of this lanyard, and then we'll click on Generative Fill. All right, so it has completed the Generative Fill and has managed to successfully remove the left side of the lanyard. Well, left in this photo, technically the right, but it has managed to do that, and that is really good. Again, even if you zoom in into the picture, into this area, the texture of the hood, it has managed to maintain it throughout. Now that was only one side of the lanyard, but what about the other side? So let's try the same process on the other side as well, and let's see if it manages to figure this one out and remove that. All right, so it has managed to do the second side of the lanyard as well, and if we look at the variations, it looks pretty close. So we can go with this one, variation number 3, and it looks quite a successful edit. Now, without this generative AI, if you had to manually go ahead and remove both these sides of the lanyard, it would have taken ages. And similar concept with the roof, with the background, or even with the first image that we looked at, which actually has a lot more objects than the second image. So all of these edits would have taken ages to do in Photoshop without the assistance of the generative AI. But now with a click of a button, or with a few clicks of a button, we can actually just do these tasks, these very complicated tasks, in just a matter of minutes. And this video is not too long, and even without editing, this whole process actually did not take long. The raw footage does not actually take that long to achieve these results, and you can keep playing around with this and keep refining it as much as you want, and it will obviously from now onwards, this is just in beta, but from now onwards, with the advancements in artificial intelligence, this is only going to get better. So this was just a quick sort of tutorial, quick video on using an Adobe Photoshop generative AI to edit a couple of images of myself, and just see how cool the features of this generative AI and generative fill is. Let me know what you think about these features in the comments down below. Thanks for watching this YouTube video. Please do give it a like, click on the subscribe button, and just follow along this channel and support this channel, and to see more and more videos in this space. Thank you so much, and see you in another video.